Hello everyone and welcome back to Where We Roam. We were asked about our cook system and water filtration system recently, so we figured we'd go over our progression through what we started with and what we now currently use for both of those systems.
So we've always carried two types of water filtration just in case one of them happens to break. So we started out by getting one of these pump filters. It's an MSR pump filter. You can get them basically any outdoor supply place in Winnipeg at least. It's got a ceramic filter inside, and it's just a lever action pump handle that you put one end into the water, and you can attach the bottom to a basically any large sized water bottle, or you can just filter it straight into a container. Some of the downsides to this are that it's fairly slow, we found. You have to spend a lot of effort maintaining it and keeping it clean for it to function properly. And if you drop the ceramic filter, they're very brittle and are prone to breaking if dropped, which makes the filter, well, useless. And then we also had the life straw as our emergency backup. So basically the life straw is just a water filtering straw. You put the one end into whatever water source you wish to drink out of, and then you suck the water through the other end. It can't open. Thankfully we never had to use it. Yeah, you suck the water through the other end, and it's a complete filtration system.
The MSR pump filter only lasted us the first trip. We were so unhappy with how much maintenance it took and how slow it filtered that we decided to upgrade. After watching a lot of YouTube videos, we decided to purchase the Sawyer Squeeze from Amazon. It's a lot smaller, it filters a lot faster, and the maintenance is a lot more reasonable. All you need to do is take off the front cap, and then you can get these Life Water and the Sport cap perfectly matches the size of the backflow piece, so you can just put it on there and squirt backwards, and that's how you clean it. So it's very simple and just overall a lot more convenient, and since then we've used that for a lot more trips. We also have actually never used this, and we decided this was very large, not very, like, it's not heavy, but it's just very inconvenient. So we then also traded to water purification tablets for our backup. They're very small and easy to just kind of throw in a little mess kit, and they're there if you need them, but they take up like no space and no weight. So we've never had to use them, but we've given them to other people who were in binds for water. So so far they're been a really good backup, not that we've actually used them.
And then halfway through last year, we saw people starting to use the Sawyer Mini. It's basically a Sawyer Squeeze, but smaller, and it doesn't come with one of the main problems the Sawyer Squeeze has. So the Sawyer Squeeze has this O-ring attached to it that falls out sometimes, and then you have to go find it, or if you drop it in the lake, then you're really screwed. But the Sawyer Mini doesn't have a detachable O-ring in it, and it's about half the weight again. It filters more slowly than the Sawyer Squeeze, and it doesn't have as long of a lifespan, but it's still essentially good for all we would ever need it for. So that's what we've been using the last year or so. And for both the Sawyer Squeeze and the Sawyer Mini, you can basically just pick up a smart water bottle. I believe the Life water bottles also work, and they just screw right on the top, and then you can use that as your squeeze pouch instead of having to have the Sawyer specific squeeze pouch with it.
In both cases, the Sawyer Mini can be cleaned the same way, back flushing with one of these water bottles. They both Sawyers also come with a syringe that you can use to back flush them, but this works just as well while on trail and takes up no extra space or weight. So for both the Sawyer Mini and the main Sawyer, what we do is we'll have our smart water bottles will be our dirty bottles, and then we'll filter them into our 750 milliliter bottles, which are our clean bottles. I know that it's also possible to just drink straight from the Sawyers. That's the sport cap on this one. We just find it nice to have easily to drink water all the time rather than having to suck and push through the filter while you're wanting to drink, especially if it's really hot and you want to down a lot of water right away.
For a cook set, we were using a woods pot that we got from Canadian Tire that came in a cook set with a larger pot, a frying pan, and a kettle. Inside the pot, we usually keep our mess kit and then a microfiber cloth for doing the dishes with the pot and the sporks after. And then the mess kit has our MSR pocket rocket, which is the stove we've been using for the last couple of years. It's just a simple tripod stove that you sit the pot on, and then you mount it to one of the MSR isopropyl alcohol fuel canisters. And we keep a couple of lighters in here just to make sure that we have the ability to start it. You can use a non-MSR brand fuel as long as the threads are compatible, but I'm pretty sure basically every fuel canister for small cook stoves like this has the same thread setup, so you should be good.
For our eating utensils, we have these spork spoon combinations that we got from Atmosphere. They're only a couple dollars, and they've done their job. They're light, and I've had no issues with them. They're spork, they're pretty good. For our fuel on trail, we've tried both sizes of these MSR fuel canisters. One of the reasons that I prefer the larger one is because of the stability of it. The smaller one is enough to last you a long weekend, but having the large pot on top full of water on this little itty bitty base is a little nerve-wracking to me. I know you can get tripods that you can like put this on and extend the base, but at that point I would rather just have the larger canister for its weight and size and peace of mind. As for getting your money's worth, this one definitely is the better deal. This one is $6 for 4 ounces, and this one's $8 for 8 ounces. So a lot of the cost just goes into the canister. So if you are looking to save some money in the long term and have that room in your backpack, I prefer the bigger one. There is a third size of these fuel canisters. It's probably about yay big, and obviously it's going to be your absolute best cost savings, but it's very large, very heavy. If you're doing like a really long excursion, then it would probably come in handy, but for what we do, this usually lasts us multiple long weekends, so we don't need to go higher than that.
You might have noticed that we don't have any bowls or other eating utensils other than the sporks. When we first started, we also brought 2 metal bowls along, and we'd obviously each eat out of one. Then we made the realization one of us could eat out of the pot and one of us could eat out of a bowl. And late last year, we end up coming to the conclusion that even that's a bit too much of a hassle for us, so now we just both eat out of the pot at the same time. It basically helps cut down on weight and storage space because you don't have to have the bowls, which are pretty awkwardly shaped, and you don't have to wash 2 extra pieces of dishes basically at the end of the day when you're just trying to get into bed as fast as possible. So that's our current water filtering and cooking system. It's almost certainly going to change over the next couple of years as we keep finding new gear that we want to try out, but for now that's what we're using and we're pretty happy with it. If you have any questions or want to know anything else about any of the gear we had out today, or if you just have any questions about backpacking in general, feel free to leave a comment and we'll try to answer them best we can.
If you enjoyed what you saw in this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.